Looking for a unique way to give cash or gift cards this holiday season, or perhaps for a birthday? Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss today's video. Hello, everybody. It's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Welcome to another Tuesday tip video. I'm so glad that you're here today. I have got two really fun cards to share with you. And these are going to be unique cards that you can use to give the gift of a gift card. We love that, whether it's birthday, Christmas, and I've actually got two cards to share with you. And this card features an amazing die called the mini envelope die. I am so excited to share these. Let's head over to my stamping table and I'll show you the cards we're going to make today. We are going to begin with our Christmas card today because, you know, 'tis the season. I love this one because you can see our little envelope comes out. I've just stashed some cash in there because that's an easy gift. But this is also a card as well. So it's going to serve double duty, but what a great way to give a gift. Now, I'm going to be featuring the mini envelope die set. Love this one because it's going to be a die set I can use all year long. It's not going to just be for Christmas. Let's go ahead and get started, but I wanted you to know there is a free, absolutely free download that goes along with today's video. So if you would like to recreate the cards, don't worry about writing everything down. I've got all this here for you. I'll tell you more about where you can get that here in a minute. Let's talk supplies. Poppy Parade is my bright and cheery color today. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. I've got a second piece of Poppy Parade, and this is a 3.5 by 3.5 square. I have two pieces of basic white, 3 3/4 by 5. And then I'm going to be using a little scrap for the sentiment. This is about a 2 by 2 1/4. The last thing we're going to need is some designer series paper. I loved the Merry Bold and Bright designer series paper. Loved those Christmas trees. We're actually going to need a 4.5 by 5.5. Now my designer series paper is cut 6 by 6, but that's all right. It's going to leave me a little bit of scrap. So when you are ready to die cut your envelope, you want to look at your pattern. My Christmas trees obviously go up and down. I wouldn't want my envelope going the other direction. So kind of pay attention to this being the front, just like that. And you can see this taller section is right back here. A quick lesson in die cutting. If you're not familiar, we're going to start with base plate 1. Thin die adapter 2, cutting plate 3. We can then lay our designer series paper and our die here, top it with another cutting plate 3. We're going to run that through our machine. And that is what's going to create our adorable little envelope. Now there are some score lines that are built into the die. You gotta love that, right? We love that we don't have to try to figure out where those score lines are. And you can see how easy that's going to be to go together. You can use either your tear and tape or your multi-purpose glue to put this together, whichever way works for you. I'll tell you what, how about we use some multi-purpose glue on this one? It doesn't take a lot. This is a very good, strong glue. And you can see I just put those on those inside tabs. I'm going to bring this over, give it a gentle little back rub. And just like that, the envelope's done. Oh my gosh, what a great and fast little project. Now we're going to start to work on our card itself. I've got some adhesive here on the back of one of those basic white pieces. That's going to go right here on the front. We're going to take that 3.5 by 3.5 square. I'm going to put that into my paper trimmer. And can you see how I've got the points of my square right inside the track? Just make sure those are lined up. Hold on to the arm that's going to hold my cardstock in place. We're just going to cut that in half. And yes, this is actually going to make 2 cards. So I'm set to create a second gift card holder if I'd like. Now, I could take this little triangle and just adhere it as is, but it's a little boring. So I decided I'm going to bring in a couple of embossing folders. Actually, I'm only going to use one, but these do come in a set. So this would be the geometric patterns. And even though they're both great, I loved the little diamond shaped here pattern. I thought it went really well with my Christmas trees. I'm going to add my little triangle just like that. Yep, I've got a little piece sticking out, but that's all right with me. And because this is a thinner die, you're going to follow the pattern here, but we are going to put a cutting plate 3 and a cutting plate 3. We're going to sandwich that between no plate 2. And now we've got this gorgeous embossed cardstock. Makes it look a little extra special. To adhere this onto my card, I'm going to be using some mini Stampin' Dimensionals. It is important to be using the minis because we want our gift card to fit down inside. Now, we also want to be paying attention. This area, no dimensionals. Nope, we just want to be down these sides. I've removed those paper backings, and this is actually going to line up right with the white cardstock. Now, I mentioned that you could use this for another card, and you are welcome to do that. But if you're only creating one, I'm going to use that to create a bow. Yeah, if you didn't know, that's what that die is going to do. It's going to create a simple bow. We're going to die cut that the same way we did our envelope. And as I said, if you were planning on making 2, I would go ahead and just bring in a piece of scrap Poppy Parade to do that. But this is how we're going to put together this bow. I'm going to bring in my bone folder, and I'm just going to give just a gentle curl. Can you see? That's all I did. And now I'm going to come in with mini glue dots, and I'm going to take one end. We're going to press it right there. We're going to take another glue dot, press it right here on the opposite end. And now we're going to bring this in right to the edge. Can you see right there to the edge of the previous or the next little part of the bow? And then we're going to add this one right on top. Before I go any further, I do want to let you know there is a die, so if you want to make tails for your bow, you can. We're not on this one because we are going to add this right here to the top of our envelope. And friends, I'm going to do that with, yep, another mini glue dot. So we'll just press that right there in the middle, add that to that upper corner. And I decided to bring in the glossy dot assortment, and I'm going to add a large dot right there in the middle. Kind of dresses up my bow even a little bit more. You can see how that's going to go into the pocket, but this card needs a sentiment. My sentiment is going to come from the Brightest Glow stamp set, and we're going to take that little piece of basic white and a lemon lime twist ink pad, and we're simply going to stamp All Is Merry and Bright. I'm going to bring in the dies once again. There's a fabulous little label. Let's die cut that. To add that here to my little triangle pocket, you can see I do not want adhesive on this corner. So let's be very aware, no adhesive here, just a little multi-purpose glue there will do the trick. And we'll just add our Merry and Bright right here. You can see I added some of my glossy dots right there to the sentiment. And I took that other piece of basic white and stamped, again, from the Brightest Wish, wishing you a season of hope and light. So fabulous little gift card holder, cash holder, or if you're one that likes to give maybe fun coupons, this would be a fabulous way to present that. All right, we've seen this. Let's create a birthday version. Don't forget I have that free download for you. You'll find that at simplysimplestamping.com, or you can look down in the YouTube description for a direct link. You'll see a blue button there that says click here for your free download. Grab that. You'll love having that on hand when you're ready to recreate these cards. I'm going to be using a piece of Melon Mambo cardstock. So I'm going to place my envelope die here. And for this one, we're going to go ahead and create a little Melon Mambo bow. But we're going to use all of those. So 5.5 by 5.5, I can fit everything on there. I'm going to die cut this. Now you can see this envelope is actually adhered to the card. So I'm going to show you another way that you can create this. And it might even be easier for you because we're going to just attach the tabs here on the side, or on the back, I should say, versus it being on the inside. We're just going to add those here on the back. It's going to be adhered to my card front. All right, let's talk about that card front. That is a piece of lemon lime twist cardstock, and I have this cut 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to do some embossing on this as well. And for this one, I chose the twisted rope embossing folder. Very fun. Let's run that one through. Now, this is a 3D embossing folder, so it's going to have a little bit different sandwich. Let me show you. We need base plate 1 and base plate 4 for this one. So I'm going to go ahead, lay my cardstock right inside the folder, make sure everything's good and straight. On top of base plate 1, now base plate 4 goes on top. We'll run that through, and what we get is this gorgeous, more 3D texture. I've got a card base, and that card base is in basic white thick. 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. You can see I'm going to add that embossed cardstock to the front. I can now use my multi-purpose glue. You could use your adhesive as well, but I'm going to add my envelope right here. Let's do a little decorating on the front. I'm going to use a Melon Mambo ink pad, and this time I'm going to use the stamp set So Sincere because I wanted to make a birthday. So let's do a Hope Your Day is a Happy One. Same as before, this was a 2 by 2 1/4 basic white. Oops, I don't like how that's stamped. Let's try that one more time. Oh, so much better. We're going to take that little rectangle again, and I've got a piece of basic black cardstock, 2 1/8 by 2 7/8. There's a reason for that number. We're going to cut a little layer, but I'm going to just cut from inside that while I'm at my die cutting machine. I'll also die cut my sentiment. And do you notice this? It's really just a little scrap of Granny Apple Green. Mine is a 1 1/4 by 2 1/4. We're going to need 2 of these leaves die cut. So let me go ahead and get all of this cut out for you. I have got a piece of Granny Apple Green Designer Series paper. This is from the Brights collection. And watch what we're going to do. We are going to add that right there to cover up. We got to cover that up, right? I'm going to add a little more multi-purpose glue here, and that will go right there to decorate the front of our envelope. We're going to add these little leaves, and we're going to do that with Stampin' Dimensionals. And remember, I kind of stamped this one twice. So I want to look here. I want the leaves off this direction. So I'll add one here. And look, I'm just going to flip that over. Add a Stampin' Dimensional right there. Another one here on the other side. Another Stampin' Dimensional. I love using dimensionals to hold my little embellishments like that in place. Let's add a couple more here to the side. I will center that up right there in that little black label that we created. Little multi-purpose glue here, and we will add this to the front of our envelope, and I'm going to do it at an angle. I just think it looks cute. I'm putting this bow together the same way we did our previous one. So some mini glue dots. Of course, I ran my bone folder around it to kind of give it the nice little rounded and bend. But here is our fabulous little tails. And I've got a trick for this as well. I'm going to put mini glue dots on both sides of the middle of this bow, because I'm going to make the inside of the bow look a little bit prettier using this little piece. So what I want to do, I'm going to place the tails up, and you can see I've got it right there at the edge. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to bring this down like that, and now I'm just going to give it one more fold. And look at that, we got this really cute one. Now I do need to glue this together. Again, mini glue dots to the rescue. I'm going to actually use some multi-purpose glue there on the tails, because that will be probably the easiest thing to adhere down. And because I loved those gems so much, we're going to add one right there to the center of the bow. I'm going to go ahead and bring in my original card. You can see I've got my gift card right there, and a little stamping, a little happy birthday there on the inside. And that's how we create some fantastic cards, whether it's for the holidays or anytime you want to give the gift of a gift card or cash. The mini envelope die is a winner every time. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed the cards today. Can't wait to stamp with you guys next time. See you later. Bye bye.